That would be on the Foul Territory podcast.
Okay.
Ooh, Ken Rosenthal.
Alex Cora speaking from Puerto Rico, where he just celebrated his 50th birthday, I am told. And you have, don't you, Curtis, you may have brought this up earlier, so you may need credit.
Oh, man.
But you have a similar situation with Roman Anthony that you have with Drake May, which is that you need to take advantage of the opportunity with if you have a once in a century guy, which I think a lot of the insiders say Roman Anthony is, you got to put the parts around him and take advantage while you have him, and have him at a bit of a discount, right? Don't you? Like now is the time. Like Ken Laird, who was in here this morning filling in for Scheim because he was late. His lead was Alonso or Bregman. Like, why do we have to make that choice? Like, why can't it be both? Because you have an extraordinary opportunity in front of you with Roman Anthony.
Because winning's no longer the most important thing.
What is? Reducing salaries all around the league?
Making money and getting the cap in at the end of the season. That is what John Henry's number. If you could tell John Henry, you gave him the option today, you win the World Series or you get a salary cap, he would take the salary cap without even blinking.
Wiggy wants Alonso over Bregman.
Yeah, if you got Pete Alonso, it wouldn't bother me one bit. But you still would have to get a pitcher, whoever that pitcher is. So if you got Pete Alonso and a pitcher, then isn't that a good offseason?
I would like all three. Like and maybe that's selfish or greedy.
Right.
But I would like.
You'll do it in the Seaport.
I don't think Bregman is going to find the value out there that he thinks or that Scott Boras thinks. I think overall, in general, these free agents are going to find that the giant bag of cash is not what they think it's going to be.
Especially coming off injury.
Well, but just in general, like they are working very hard to reduce the salaries in Major League Baseball, and I do believe, like, you had guys. 13 guys that were tendered that one time 1 year $22 million offer, which normally none of them would take, and I think 4 of them have taken it. Like I think that they're so I don't understand why you don't get Bregman back and go out and get a Pete Alonso and trade for a legit number 2.
Because Bregman's not worth $40 million. If Bregman wants to come back for $30 million. I bet the Red Sox would be all for it. But
you have the money. Like, this is the Pittsburgh Pirates, of all people, are supposedly all in on Schwarbs.
Right.
Like, if they have the money for an ace and for Schwarbs, then you're the Boston Red Sox. You have the money.
Yeah, but
am I wrong about that, Curtis?
Schwarbs and an ace. But he's not worth $40 million. No one's going to pay him $40 million.
Can you explain to me the difference between $30 and $40 million?
$10 million.
What's that mean to you, to this team? Why does that such a?
It means a lot of money to owners. It's a stupid thing to do.
But then what do you say?
But $30 million is smart.
No, but that's what your value is.
But then what do you say to people like Greg who says you have all this money from Rafael Devers?
Right.
You gave him. So like
you're using it to. It's not worth.
What are you using it for?
I told you, Pete Alonso and that pitcher. It's not worth paying a guy $40 million just because you have $40 million. Well, you have. You know what? You got $40 million. Well, why not give Pedro some of that? It's not worth giving money to guys that are not gonna be worth that value.
But if you win the World Series, everybody's worth it. Like David Price was not worth the contract the Red Sox gave him.
But that was his value at the time.
Nope, it was $40 million north of the second closest bidder.
Right, but when he signed his initial contract, which was 7 years, I forget what the number was, that initial value that he signed, that's what the market set for him.
No, they set the market by $40 million.
That's what he was worth when he was coming off that from the Tampa Bay Rays.
No, the second highest bidder was $40 million less than the Red Sox. They went out of their way to overpay David Price, and you know what? It was an awful deal until 2018, 2018,
yeah.
And they won the World Series.
But you overpaid for a guy who was producing. You're not.
No, he wasn't. David Price wasn't producing.
When he was with the Tampa Bay Rays?
I mean, he wasn't producing at that level.
He was one of the best pitchers in baseball.
The
Right. So you paid.
You set the market, and now you're afraid to do it. What's changed?
You overpay for a guy who's one of the best pitchers at his position during that time. When you look at
you overpay for a guy that gets the guy that's cheap, that's the future, and Roman Anthony to play his best. What value do you put in that?
So then you're not, to Courtney's point, you're not giving Roman Anthony any credit. So the only way he plays good is if
I didn't say no
Alex
credit.
Bregman is here.
That was weird.
I just go by what he said. Roman Anthony said that.
Ken said that earlier too.
And Jason Veritek said that same thing on this show. That,
but
when it came to, you're always looking for the long ball. When it came to power hitting, that it was Alex Bregman. Wasn't any of the driveline guys that noticed it. It was Alex Bregman who adjusted the barrel position.
My question for the people in the Twitch chat
save that drop, please. Adjusted the barrel position. What?
The players are greedy as F. Who would you rather get money, John Henry or Alex Bregman or Pete Alonso? Like, I always find that so weird. Why do we judge athletes when they're paid but not owners when they're cheap?
I want you to be greedy as a player. Listen, Bregman, go out there and try to get what you can. But from an owner's standpoint, if I was an owner, I'm not paying you $40 million.
There are a considerable amount of texters who say Wiggy is right on this. 30 million tops is what Bregman is worth.
I mean, 40 million and 30 million. What's the difference?
10 million.
They're really good. The notion that anybody hitting a baseball is actually worth $1 million is absurd. But in this context, what we're talking about is a team that has plenty of cash, has several needs, and a guy that seemingly fit in perfectly as a guy that could play every day. And when he was out, was a guy that supported the future of the franchise. And it's a guy that Alex Cora relies on. Do you remember what this team looked like when Bogarts first left and Cora was like a sad puppy because the captain, the guy that was his messenger, was no longer here? That's what Bregman provided for Cora last year. I mean,
who's going to buy the rookies their new suits?
Right.
Good point. It is.
I am aware that, like a Rhode Island texter, good morning and hello to
good morning,
you incredibly loyal Rhode Island people. Good morning. Says Greg, they're trying to lower salaries, and you want to just give him an overvalued contract. That is what drives salaries up to the point they're at now. So it takes one knucklehead owner to overpay the market. You have one knucklehead owner who happens to own the Los Angeles Dodgers, who is willing to overpay the market over and over again. So that exists.
Yeah, but if you're going to overpay the market, overpay it for guys that you go, okay, I don't mind giving Shohei $40 million a year. I don't mind paying Yamamoto $300 million or whatever it was over 12 years. I don't mind giving Mookie Betts $350.
Twitch Mitch has a poll up on this on the social medias, and the results are pretty interesting. Now, let me ask you this. Twitch Mitch has been with us for a long time, doing an unbelievable job, I feel like, on our Twitch content broadcast of the show on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah. Would you like to give him mic time? I have arranged so that Mitch has a microphone available in the Twitch dungeon.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Shime, can we go to Mitch right now and see how this works? Mitch?
Hey, everybody, can you hear me?
Yes. How's it going down there?
Hey, it's going pretty good. Yeah, so Bregman right now is at 45%, and Alonso is at 45%, 55% for Alonso, 45% for Bregman. So it's a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. But
so if you had to choose between Bregman and Alonso, the majority of Red Sox fans want Pete Alonso.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right now. I feel like when you have Bregman, though, with the leadership and for future free agents, I agree with you, Greg, that you need to get both of them. But I think that it's important to re-sign Bregman going forward so that future free agents can also be like, okay, this is where I want to stay.
Yeah,
I would do Pete Alonso.
Whoa, Wiggy.
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Now, how do we feel?
Would you do Pete Alonso, Mitch?
I'm about ready for a drop right now.
How do you feel about Mitch not just sharing results, but editorializing a bit with his own personal opinion?
Got no problem with it.
Love it.
Okay.
Can we call this the poll desk? So Mitch just slides in over at the poll desk and weighs in on all of our Twitter polls, and because we do quite a bit of them.
Slides down the poll.
Only if we would like to be mocked everywhere we go in public. I don't.
I mean, I think they mock us
I
now
mean,
anyways.
people have
poll-
people
poll
have
desk?
investigative reporters. They have desks.
Oh.
Yeah, of
Poll
course.
desk?
Yeah, of
I
course.
All
Yeah, the Twitter poll desk.
I don't love it.
All right, I'll workshop it. I'm
right.
just, I'm still half awake over here.
Is this like a Robert Redford movie about Watergate? I mean, it's not 1972.
No, like when you're in the newsroom, all right.
I'm Dan Rather.
Let's head over to Mike at the sports desk, like that kind of thing. Let's head over to Twitch Mitch with the Twitter poll desk.
Down in the dungeon?
Ooh, the dungeon.
I have an idea. How about when he has an opinion, it's time for a Mitch bitch.
Ooh.
Okay.
There you go. That's a good one.
I like that one.
Mitch, you have another poll up, though, correct?
Yeah.
TMI.
Hold on 1 sec. So the other poll is, if you're starting a team, like Curtis said, are you taking Joe Burrow or are you taking Drake May? And that one's a landslide right now.
Yeah, Drake May all day.
Boom.
Quickie Twitter poll.
Thank you, Dale.
Wow.
But interesting is when Curtis had that question earlier in the year, it was much closer to 50-50.
Right. May is running away with it.
Yeah.
All right. Great work, Mitch.
You're the best, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Also,
Thank
great
you.
job keeping any and all boobs off of Twitch. Excellent job on that.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right.
There's Mitch.
Live from the dungeon.
He has a good radio voice, too.
Does.
Really?
If you say something bad about Mitch, I'm going to end you.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. He kept us on air earlier.
What is a radio voice, anyways? When people always say that, like, he has a great radio
Well,
voice.
he doesn't have an annoying voice.
I'm Gary LaPierre.
I'm Gary Lapper. This is Kevin from Quincy. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, good morning. How's it going, everyone?
What's up?
I think you need to get Alonso. If you look at every World Series team that the Red Sox won, they had a right-handed power hitter. Pete Alonso hit 53 home runs in Shea Stadium, which is a ginormous stadium, and that was his rookie year. He's now 30 years old. You get a corner infielder, you get a first baseman, you're all set at that position for the next 3 or 4 years. He's going to bring us a title. It's a no-brainer.
And then you're okay with Bregman being gone, and you got Marcelo Meyer over there or whatever you're going to do.
Bring in Manny. You want to help somebody with hitting the baseball? Don't Manny want to be a hitting coach? So you're telling me that Bregman's the only guy that can help guys fix their swing?
No, I just think it's the intangible stuff. It's like it's a veteran guy who embraced his role here with a bunch of young guys. Like, I don't know why you discount that. Like,
I'm not discounting that,
because
but
you always talk about the Patriots locker room, and guys holding other guys accountable,
Right.
and so I don't know how you don't see the value in that.
I see value.
which comes with Alex Bregman.
I think, not to speak for Wiggy, but it's not discounting it. It's even if you've got a guy like Jason Varitek here who pointed out the fact that Bregman helped Roman Anthony. At the same time, when we talked about the intangibles, that costing $40 million, he basically laughed at it.
Yeah.
So it's just...
Well, he was laughing more about the what coaches are paid, I think.
But that's to his point. So if you're
Right.
willing to give a guy, an extra $10 million for helping out Roman Anthony, I would say Roman Anthony seems like a guy that kind of would fall in line, a good young clubhouse guy that's not going to rock the boat and would listen to people. So I don't think like you need somebody policing the locker room for a guy or the clubhouse for a guy like him. I just think that when you look at if Bregman wants to come back for $30 million over the next 4 years, so be it. Happy with that. But you walked away from $80 million, which tells me you want much more than that. So you're going to give.
I mean, there may not even be baseball in 2027. So,
I mean, we may not even be alive.
Right,
do you think
there's
going to be baseball in 2027, Curtis, as the savant?
I don't think there's going to be baseball in 2026. Hopefully by 2027 we have baseball. But who knows?
Yeah, baseball players, their
Wait,
union's
you don't
stronger.
think there's going to be baseball this upcoming season?
Oh, I'm sorry. So at the end of the season, you're right. I thought it was 2026 already.
Geez,
Yes.
I don't have many years left. Don't take one away from me.
Sorry. And by the way, I'm an idiot. It was 23 minutes is what I did the 5K in. 17 minutes would have been
someone
like,
calling you fraudulent. They were saying that was elite.
my math score on the SATs was not as good as Ken's. But there is not going to be baseball in 2027. It's the worst kept secret in all of sports. You were out. Wick was here, and he talked about friends he had in the baseball industry and in the Premier League and how the the cap is coming.
Yeah,
So.
and baseball players, their union's a lot stronger, so those guys can hold out and say, you know what, hey,
We have the money.
yeah, we have the money to kind of do that. So I'm just talking about when you start to look at this team, because you'll have Marcelo Mayer will come back, right? He could play third base. You figure out what your second base situation is, and then you kind of go from there. And I think that if they were to go out and say, I don't know what
are you figuring out when it comes to your second base position? Like, what?
Maybe you bring back up Christian Campbell.
No.
Or maybe what you do is
that was a failed experiment.
What about a guy like Bo Bichette, right? He's younger than Bregman. You might get him for a little bit cheaper than Bregman. So if you go out and get a guy that you say, okay, we're going to put at second base, we're going to leave Meyer at third base, we're going to bring in Pete Alonso to play first base, and we added another legitimate pitcher,